Hello and welcome to episode 109 of the DaebakCast. Thank God I got that right. This is a weekly podcast with three of us. Well, this week, two of us because Nate is sick, so we gave him the week off. Fret not, we have his notes as well as Cooper's. Anyways, this is a podcast where this week the two of us come together to talk about K-pop and whatever's current in the industry. Rough intro tonight. Anyways, this week we got a few reviews and then a topic which we will record later on, which is why we'll change clothes later in this video. But yeah, anyways, as always, I'm joined by Andrew, who usually has three things.
Okay, I thought you were gonna forget that part, like the most important part of the line. Okay, number one yet, Red Velvet was on our plans, and all of us were supposed to go, but Nate kind of came down sick with a cold at the very last minute, so yeah, just plans ended up changing. So it happens, I guess. But I mean, we've seen Red Velvet already. He's seen it more than us, and I mean, oh well, it's fine. It happens. We'll just have to enjoy Red Velvet on his behalf.
I came prepared.
Should I seriously bring?
No, don't bring the don't bring the SSU.
Hell yeah, I'll bring it. I don't care if I end up annoying like. They're sister groups. Is there any? I know how there's animosity between like FX fans and Red Velvet fans. Is there any animosity between?
I don't think so.
Well, because I mean, like
Taeyeon and Yeri hang out all the time.
Yeah, Yeri is like Taeyeon's daughter, or like younger sister.
Pretty much. Yeah,
she sleeps over at her house all the time. So I'd hope there wasn't any animosity. So again, yeah, we'll check back on that later because that we'll do it like a sort of topic and review or just our experience. We haven't done one of those topics in a while, so that'll be fun.
Yep.
Number two, Jacob just had a very important life experience for the first time. He tried Jollibee.
It was pretty good. I was surprised that they give you gravy, but I wasn't going to complain about that.
Okay, so for those that don't know, Jollibee is like the Filipino McDonald's, essentially, like except
fried chicken.
Yeah, but with fried chicken, and it's really good. I love Jollibee. I can't always get it all the time, but Jacob specifically is kind of freaked out by the mascot of Jollibee.
It's creepy. Look at his eyes.
I just hold it up to the
stares into their soul.
Like I find nothing wrong with this because again, I've seen the Jollibee mascot for like all my life essentially, and like the big appeal of it, the restaurant, is that they always have a statue of the giant bee, Jollibee mascot or whatever, and you take pictures in front of it. Like, I don't find this scary.
It's like it'll like kill you in your sleep or something. With a smile on its face.
Oh well, but yeah, Jollibee is good. Jollibee is good. You have to try the burger because the Young Burger.
I definitely want to try that. So wait, they just didn't have it at that.
Yeah,
location?
they just because the Manhattan location is like brand new. It's only been open for like a couple of months.
So they're probably just not proper.
Yeah. The ones that are been open for a while is one in Queens and then the one in Jersey City. Okay. So they probably have more extensive menus, whereas this one they're just trying to like figure it out first. But yeah, if you ever have a chance to go to a Jollibee in the U.S., especially, just try it. Or if you're actually in the Philippines, so. Everyone keeps telling me that it's actually better in the Philippines compared to like the chicken or like whatever we get here. So I wouldn't know because I've never been. And finally, a couple of weeks ago, last time Jacob was here, we stumbled across an incredibly heart-moving and like groundbreaking anime known as Domestic Girlfriend. So we. Just for shits and giggles, we were just like looking through the anime, like on Verve or whatever, and we read the description of like, like literally the story of it is this guy, the main character, goes to like a mixer and ends up having sex with a girl, and that girl ends up becoming his stepsister, and her older sister, also becoming his stepsister, is his teacher in high school.
Who he likes.
Who he has a crush on. So it's like the bombshell from the beginning was just insane. And obviously the anime takes a while. So I fell down the rabbit hole for the past week of catching up on all 219 chapters of the manga. It's actually good. I love this series, not gonna lie. Like, it's like, I know it's kind of like... it's kind of like
It's the most anime thing ever.
yeah, it's the most anime thing ever, but it's actually really suspenseful. It's like really like drama filled, and I know it's like absolute garbage, but it's so enjoyable. It's like it's having such a guilty pleasure for this kind of stuff. So I mean, I know it's like really weird and creepy or whatever, but it's actually really. I know. Oh no, but I'm mad about it because the one ship that I really enjoy, they just destroyed a couple of like chapters ago. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the like until next time they release a chapter, but yeah, if you have a chance, check it out. Domestic Girlfriend. It's on like, I was staying up till like 3 a.m. and like I was reading on Google Play and I kept hitting like buy next book over and over again. It was so bad, but. Yep, those are my 3 things. Obviously, as always, join our Discord. It's Mucho Lit. You can participate in our song ranking, K-pop song ranking, organized by Sam. I forget what's the next one that's coming up.
I think it's Vic's discography.
Yeah, so we're starting to go into discographies. We have a bunch of like other stuff with like wrestling. We'll do like or
Correct
MMA.
me if I'm wrong, by the way.
Yeah,
that's just what I'm getting from reading the chat. So
yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff to do in our Discord, and it's the easiest way to contact us outside of our social media for Truly Daebak, and that'll do it for the intro. So let's get into the first topic.
Yes. All right. First topic is, as you can see on the screen, we're going to be reviewing ITZY's debut single, It's Different. And yeah. Oh, wait, are you reading this or am I?
You should probably read it because I'm going to rant.
Okay. So, yeah, me and Andrew are going to have contrasting opinions on this. So, anyways, the first song is Dalla Dalla, which is the title track, the main single. And like again, in contrast to like Andrew and Cooper's opinion on the song, I really like how it turned out. I think it was a strong debut, and in that like every single section of the song is super catchy and will get stuck in your head and super infectious. Like on first listen, it did feel a little disjointed, but I think that's just because of like how many different sort of like sections they kind of jumbled in there together. But I think after like just even after like just the second listen, it just clicked for me. It worked. And I think that might be where the point of contention is with a lot of people, is whether it clicked or not.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of, I guess, my hypothesis on like why some people like it and some don't, especially in our Discord. But yeah, like the chorus, it's super poppy, super catchy. The vocals are a lot better than I expected, actually. I think ITZY might actually have stronger vocals than Twice, just off of first listen here, but I'm not sure yet. You really think it was that bad?
I'll get to my notes.
What the hell?
Oh.
Okay, anyways, but yeah, the post-chorus, the I Love Myself part, I think that was super catchy as well. But yeah, overall, the song I think is really infectious, and I think that was definitely JYP's intention with this group's debut. And it seems like the general consensus is that a lot of everyone likes it. Like with the public, I mean. And I think they're going to be super successful no matter what. So also they're going at Blackpink's jugular, and I think that's to be clear.
I'm actually, to start off, like what my thoughts are, I'm not even gonna like start off in my words, just because I feel like DJ sort of explained it better than I ever could. Our friend DJ works at, or my teacher at I Love Dance as well, but also a friend of Truly Daebak's for the longest time. When I showed him this song, we actually ended up learning in K-pop diet dance class, but when I first showed him the song, his words were, quote, "This song is just Twice without lyrics that are going for uncle fans." And I feel like that just that describes this song like better than anything I'll say after this, but I mean I'll still try. And I feel that might be my main issue with ITZY, or just Dalla Dalla in general, is that it's basically just trying to put like a shiny new coat of paint on kind of the same things that Twice has been doing, in all honesty, because I look at the cinematography, it's straight up like Twice, like how they do the music videos, like exactly like how Twice does music videos. The song structure, exactly like how Twice does it, especially for when like they're singing the verses, just like how the cadence that they sort of sing in is almost exactly like how Twice sings it. And like even specifically the part where like that breakdown part where it's like keep your chin up, we got your back, like that part is straight up a copy of Let Me See How You Gonna Treat Me. Like it's not even like I don't even feel like that's original at that point. Like it's just kind of almost a beat for beat kind of translation of like ooh ah, except they just tried to make it a bit more girl crush in that sense. And I understand they're the same company or whatever, but like I felt like they could have tried a bit more to sort of differentiate them. And I thought that's what the whole point of this was, is that they're not supposed to be Twice 2.0 or something like that. I thought they were going to be their own thing, and visually they get that, or they're able to nail that down. But I feel like just on the music front, I felt like they fell a bit short with that. Basically, I think my main problem with this is, besides it just sounding a bit too much like Twice in my eyes, is I don't know. I don't really think they fit the concept to some degree. Like, basically, okay, my analogy with this is that, remember how in high school, I don't know if this was a thing in your high school, but in my high school, everyone's going around saying, oh, I'm a grown-ass man now. Like, this is, like, ITZY kind of feels...
No one ever said that, no.
Oh, because, I don't know, just people are
if
like...
If someone said that, I'd be like, what are you talking about? You're like 12.
Yeah, that's how I feel with ITZY right now, where it kind of feels like ITZY is kind of the musical equivalent of someone saying they're a grown-ass man, but they're really just a bunch of, like, whiny teenagers. And... again, I don't feel like any of that is their fault necessarily. I think JYP probably was in a rough situation where they're all young. They're all, like we mentioned in our sort of preview topic, they're all 2000 and younger. So it's obviously a hard sort of task to turn people that are like 15, 16, 17, 18 into a girl crush group. But I feel like maybe they could have you could have either like let them like sit, like simmer, or just like incubate for a bit more until they can fit the concept a bit more. But even that is sort of a risky or rough situation, because you have NIZY projects coming in like 2020, so it's literally a shit or get off the pot situation where this group either had to come out now or they're gone basically. Because I mean, like, I don't know, it would have been a rough situation for them. So onto the actual, or again, back to the actual song. I don't know, I feel like just a lot of it feels like kind of like they're not committing to it either way. It kind of feels like a half-assed cutesy girl group concept mixed with a half-assed, like, badass, like, girl crush concept. And again, that's the thing. I want them to commit one way or the other, whereas this song feels like the verses are definitely that girl crush feel, but the chorus just feels like it's so out of place. And I know, like, in our community, Flixer, he likes, that's the only part of the song he likes. He hates the rest of it. I actually don't mind, like, the dun 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 dun. Like, I think that's actually really cool, because it kind of reminds me of, like, stuff that 21 or 4 Minute would do. So they got that kind of thing going for them, which I think they have somewhere to go with, but you have to commit full way. You can't back out of it once, just because, I don't know, it just felt like they didn't commit to the concept fully. And I mean, again, like you were mentioning, they're trying to go after Blackpink's jugular. But the thing is, though, I really think they're going to like take a lot of their fans away. The thing is, though, because anyone, well,
by take them away, I mean like their main like core fan base is going to be a lot of people who were main core like Blackpink fans. I really
mean,
think
the only way I'd say, obviously, like they might just be winners by default if Blackpink doesn't release music.
Exactly.
The thing is, though. Can anyone out there, like legitimately, please in the comments, can anyone out there tell me with a straight face that as of right now, after hearing DALLA DALLA, that ITZY is a better group than what Blackpink has put out or what IDOL has put out? And I say that as somebody that has a lot of gripes with Blackpink's music. So, like, right now, I feel like it's not on that level. And I mean, maybe they'll get there eventually, but the amount of hype that's surrounding this group, I feel... I mean, it's not undeserved, and I mean, it's naturally going to happen because it's a big three group, but I feel like, I don't know, it just, the actual logistics and the actual, like, measurables of this song just don't match the amount of hype it's getting. And I mean, they're primed for success regardless of what I thought of this song. I mean, it's JYP.
I think most of your problems boil down to it being from JYP.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, like, this is through and through a JYP like style song.
Yeah.
Like, them having similar vocals to Twice, totally, because they're literally trained by the same exact people. And like, for like, even like Chaeyoung, like, she literally was like on the candidates to
for
be
16, yeah,
to be in Twice, like her and Chaeyoung were, and like it's like, for example, there's this like viral video that was on YouTube. It was like this girl, she was like imitating like all the different styles of like the big three groups, like how they sing, and it's like, it's legitimately, it's accurate. And I feel like it's, again, down to like who they're trained by, who they're being put together by, and I think this is, again, like, I feel like that's exactly what JYP wanted. Was he wanted to replicate the success of Twice, but with someone who corners more of an edgier market, and in a way such that they're similar enough that the same fans are going to love it, but they can still coexist with each other. I think that's exactly what he's trying to do.
But I don't think he did it well. I mean, right now, it feels like it's a sort of... there's a phrase called the 6 Ps, and it stands for proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. And I feel like I don't think they were prepared enough, because this group, again, has been simmering for a while now, and if this is the best they can put out, then I really don't know. And I wanted to like this group. I want to like this group. I'm not like a JYP hater. If anything, like, again, I tried not to keep my expectations like too high about this group, because I don't want to be too invested or ruin my expectations. But I mean, this, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the choreography is all right. It's fun. Like, I actually learned the choreography in diet dance class yesterday. But I think the reason why I enjoyed it a lot is because it's pretty easy. Like, if somebody that doesn't know how to dance like me can sort of get it, I feel kind of disappointed considering how much they've been hyping Chaeyoung. Oh my god, she's a dancing queen or whatever. And I mean, I don't know, it's just...
I think that's also another...
JYP.
Well, it's a purposeful thing. Like, Twice, almost all of their... I guess before Dance the Night Away and Yes or Yes, those are a lot more like flailing and stuff like that. Yeah. But like, all their choreography is purposely very easy to learn, so that, like, again, like, you know, little girls in like middle school and stuff like that, like, they can still dance to it.
But I mean, the thing is though, like, I've seen that the entire like point dance for the chorus, I've seen those moves 100 times in other songs. I feel like JYP is so creative and forward thinking in all these other aspects, so to put such a basic ass choreography here, it doesn't, like, if this group feels just so mismatched in that way. And like, some of them feel like they fit the concept, whereas some of them don't. Like, I'd say the person that fits the concept most would probably be Yeji. She's the one, if you're not as familiar with the members, she's the one with the buns in this picture right now. She's probably my bias. Like, I know I said that Chaeyoung was going to be on my bias, but I feel like Yeji stole the show from me, because she has incredible stage presence. Like, the incredible like fierceness she puts on in her face is awesome.
Yeah, no, like, I was saying, like, when we were watching the music video, I'd be like, I felt if I met her, I'd be intimidated.
Yeah, she could kick my ass. She, like, the outfits they put her in are just incredible. Like, she's easily my bias now. I'm sorry, Chaeyoung. I'm so sorry, but I don't know. She just didn't stand out as much to me, which just kind of made me sad. Like, even, like, her singing wasn't as, like, noticeable. I'd say that might be my biggest problem, actually, or that might be nail down my issue, is that all of them are kind of in the same vocal range. If you really pay attention to it, or they all have similar voices where it's hard to differentiate who's who to some degree.
Maybe.
And I think like even Twice has something like that, where you have someone like Jonghyun with a deeper voice or whatever. And I think that maybe that's what they're missing, and maybe that's something.
Well, I think Ryujin has kind of a deeper voice, but she's not really a vocalist. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if that's why I don't really think that they're as strong of a vocal group. At least from hearing this, obviously.
I think both Yeji and Leah. I think
they're good. They're good. Like, because that like, don't care what people say, like that bridge part was awesome. Like, there are parts of the song that I do love. It's not just all hate.
And also,
here.
like, not to compare, but like, Chaeyoung has pretty good vocals, so I'd expect Chaeyoung to also have.
I don't know.
decent vocals as well.
I'd still.
Although
say,
they only gave her like rapping parts.
Yeah, I don't know why. Again, and we know the way that JYP records its girl groups, where everyone sings the same. I don't know if they're.
Yeah.
Everyone usually sings the same lines. I don't know if they're doing that with this group. They were doing that with Twice.
I'm curious.
Mainly.
I'm curious if it's just because again, like Yeji and Leah just like overshadowed everybody
Maybe.
else for those parts, but who knows? Yeah. I guess we can.
Or one question I would just like to sort of put out there is, would you see Somi fitting in this group, or would you think that the group would be improved by Somi's presence?
I could see her being in the group. Honestly, I was thinking about it, and I was like, with Yuna being so young, I wonder if she was originally supposed to be in the group at all. I'm wondering because like I always expected it to be a 5-member group because typically odd number of members is better for like choreography and stuff like that.
Or Miss A had 5, right?
Well, Miss A had 4.
4.
But like 6 is such a uncommon number. Like A-Pink has 6, except they're originally 7.
Yeah.
So I feel like Yuno is kind of like put in there as a
filler.
Well, not a filler, but like
to fill the gap that like
she was promoted from being in the next gen group to being in this one.
Yeah, because she is 2004. She was.
I think she's 2003.
2003. I thought she was 2004. Because some of them might be 2003. I'm pretty I was in middle.
I think everyone is 2001 except for her. I think
one person's 2000. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Leah's 2000 then.
Yeah, because like. I was in middle school. Like I mentioned it before. I was like in middle school when she was when she came into the world or whatever.
I was in kindergarten.
Yeah. Oh God! Stop making me feel old.
In 2003, I was in kindergarten.
Oh my God! Yeah, like that's the thing. So I could see, but I mean, I don't know. I'd say because I don't know what Somi is going to end up doing with under Black Label. That's the thing though. I don't know if what she'll get under Black Label would be better than what this is right now. So that would affect my answer because I don't know. I think she could do well in a concept like this, but the thing is though, would Black Label be able to do something like this but better?
Well,
I don't know.
Here's the thing. I don't think she's going to be in a group. I think she's not going to be clear that she wants to be a soloist.
She wants to be a soloist.
And again, I guess it's yet to be seen what we're going to get, but I don't know. We'll see.
Let's just read off Nate and Jacob or Nate and Cooper's notes real quick. Yep. So start off with Nate.
So with Nate, for DALLA DALLA, he said, the first way I thought to describe the song was inoffensively weird. So like kind of like what I was saying with it was like a little disjointed at first. Back to Nate's thoughts. I was instantly a fan of the beat with the really brassy, really bassy synth and the da da dalla part. The lyrics are so uplifting, which is funny considering how hardcore the song is trying to sound. Though it's really that girl crush cute hardcore. Overall, I like the fact that the song is really all over the place. It's just a fun song to jam to. The MV is really colorful and weird, fits the song really well. I like the styling overall, except the weird paper baseball crop top thing.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
That's iconic. Or no, what's iconic is freaking her
buns.
No, the buns. I'm so mad. She didn't wear the buns in
the live
in like the debut stage at M Countdown. I'm so mad. That's like the iconic look for her. Honestly, if they're not putting her in buns, they're not doing it right.
Yeah. All right. Rest of it fit the song well. Colorful with a hint of edgy. Choreo doesn't seem too crazy, but I like how sassy it was.
Cooper, on the other hand, says, quote, leading up to the debut, I wasn't really hyped for it, which I'm glad because this is incredibly...
He forgot the word.
Oh, apparently. God. Incredibly bad, I'm guessing. The song has terrible vocals throughout. The production isn't charmingly disjointed like I Got a Boy by SNSD. It's just sloppy and sounds like a bad Twice B-side. I only like the second verse breakdown and some of the outfits, honestly. The choreo are actually pretty unremarkable overall, and the MV is alright. So that's pretty... I thought I was scathing,
I feel like
but...
that was a little harsh, but...
I mean, again,
You guys can just go and, like, flame Cooper in Discord.
I'm not trying to... I'm not coming from a position of, like, I'm trying to troll or hate ITZY. It's just... I expect better out of, especially big 3 groups. So that's why I can be harsh on them. So we can move on.
Yep. Next song is called Want It. with a question mark. So yeah, I thought this song was pretty cool. I really like the like sort of like rock guitar instrumentals that they use throughout, and the rap chant sort of verses are super catchy, and I think it's really fun. I think the only big criticism I have for the song is that it's a little too like high frequency at a lot of places.
You could say that again.
Which can be like pretty fatiguing. I don't think it's an issue with the song. I think it's the production. I think they need to like just like bring the treble levels down a little bit. But yeah, like overall, I thought the song was really fun, and it definitely would be really fun to see live, in my opinion. So,
I mean, I was with it for the guitar part because I love that because this is from the teaser, which I actually ended up watching. Again, and I'm not as like offended, quote unquote, by like the whiny like singer rapping like da 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 da. I'm kind of used to that, and I mean that's probably the best they can do. Given like the sort of in-between concept that they have going right now. But I hate the chorus. I absolutely hate the chorus. Literally, the instrumentation of the chorus is just like the dun dun dun, the riff, and it's literally just someone on a tom, like an electronic tom going dum 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 dum. That's the entirety of the chorus. It's just completely uncreative, and it almost overpowers the fact that like the DJ wanted. They're just like screaming at you almost. Like it just kind of, it sounds like a mess, and it sucks because I wanted to like this song. It sounded so cool, but yeah, again, it's just.
See, I think this song sounded more JYP-ish than Dalla Dalla did.
I don't know. It's just maybe, but I don't think JYP songs always sound like a mess like this. I don't know. Maybe it's my problem with a lot of Twice songs is maybe they're a bit too quiet, whereas this is just completely loud. It's just like on the complete opposite spectrum. But yeah, it needs to be way more balanced in terms of vocals, in terms of the instrumentals, because this song is almost unlistenable because you can't focus on anything because there's just way too much going on. So, what were Nate's thoughts?
So for Nate, he said, "I love the beginning with the clapping." Clapping woes and super lo-fi guitar sounds. It reminds me of an 80s rock song. The guitar part is actually really good. The beat is pretty simple though. Wish the woes were brought to the front in the chorus. It's being drowned out by the instrumentals. Overall, the mixing seems a little off. Don't mind the shout singing. So yeah, he basically kind of is echoing like what I was saying. Like I think it's mostly an issue with the mixing that kind of brings it down a little bit. So yeah.
Cooper, on the other hand, said, "This started incredibly promising until they started yelling in my ears for 3 minutes." I can agree with that. I would actually enjoy an instrumental because I like what I'm able to hear. I don't really understand what they're going for here. It just sounds like they're trying to be several different groups, but nothing sticks. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just, I feel like that could sum up the thoughts on this group. It feels very aimless. Like they can't stick to one idea as it is. And I'm understanding of that. Like usually a lot of groups, what they do with debut tracks is like a lot of the single will sound different from album track 1, album track 2, such and so on and so on, because they're trying to throw everything to the wall and see what sticks. But they're trying to throw everything to the wall and see what sticks all in the same song. So I think that's where it sort of falls short. I guess we can move on to ratings now.
Yep. All right, so for me, I gave music a 5.5 out of 7. I thought that Dalla Dalla, like in contrast to Andrew and Cooper, I really liked the song a lot, and I think it was a really nice, strong debut. And then like a little bit of points are taken off just because of like how disjointed it felt like on first listen. Like it's kind of something you had to like get used to, I guess, or like wrap your head around. And then with Want It, like this is a really good song that I think is held back by the production for me. So that I took like major points off just because like again the high frequency like vocals and stuff can be very fatiguing. But again, I think it's an issue with mixing, not the actual song. So overall I give 5.5 out of 7 for music, and then concept I gave 2.5 out of 3 because I actually thought the music video was really cool with a lot of the colors and effects and stuff like that. A lot of the transitions were really cool. The set where they had an entire fleet of freaking Kia Souls that they were dancing on, that was pretty cool.
No.
yeah, overall, I really enjoyed the music video. I thought it was cool. Like sure, it was kind of mostly like I guess back to box set, but like personally, I like that sort of thing as long as it's got like good transitions and sets and fashion and stuff like that. So 2.5 for concept, and then overall I gave it 8 out of 10.
I'm probably gonna get the most flame for this, but I mean I'm used to it at this point. I mean again oh god. The single, how I do this is I split up my music score again, as I've explained. Out of 3.5 possible points for the single, I gave it a 1.5. Like I thought, I don't hate the song. I'm just very frustrated with it, and I think that's probably why I'm more harsh on it, because if it was a song that I didn't like, I'd probably feel a bit more indifferent in terms of like why I didn't like it. But in this case, the reason why I don't like it is because I feel like it had potential, but they just didn't fulfill it, and that sort of like evokes more stronger emotions out of me in that way. So I gave it a 1.5 out of 3. Again, I felt like they could have done so much better. Album tracks, I gave a 1 out of 3.5 because yeah, one, it was surprisingly worse than Dalla Dalla. Concept, I gave a 1.5 out of 3. Like, I don't know, it just didn't do anything for me. Outside, pretty much the only saving grace that this album had, or this comeback or debut had, was just the outfits. They've nailed the outfits. They just need to figure out the rest of the actual group for me to sort of appreciate it. So that would tally up to a 4 out of 10, which may be the lowest. That's one of the lowest scores I've ever given on Truly Daebak.
That is the lowest score I've given. I gave that to Unity.
Yeah,
because I was really disappointed by their comeback.
Yeah, I didn't think a JYP group could ever sink to this level, but I don't know. I mean, I could write it off now, but I mean, hopefully, maybe they'll do something better when they come back. But there's a lot of ground that needs to be made up for me to sort of enjoy the group more than I do now. What was Nate's score?
So for Nate, he gave 5.5 out of 7 for music, same as me. And then for concept, he was a little lower with a 2 out of 3. So he gave a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, so Cooper's thoughts were his overall thoughts.
Oof.
This is not a promising start, in my opinion. They didn't set themselves apart really at all. They just showed some good dance skills, but that's about it. And I'd barely give that to them, in all honesty. I hope the showcase they can showcase their vocals more in comebacks. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to follow them at all. Wow, Cooper. Oh man. He gave 2.5 out of 7 for music and a 1.5 out of 3 for concept, for a grand total of 4 out of 10. So between our two scores, a 4, a 7.5, and an 8, that'll tally up to
6, right? Something like that.
Yep. This album gets a 6. Wow. I mean, it's a lot on us, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. We expect a lot out of groups that come out of the big three, and I mean there a lot is expected of them because you have all the tools at your disposal. So if it seems like we're being harsh, if it seems like I'm being harsh, this is out of love because I want to see them succeed. I love the members of the ones that I can actually remember the names of. God, I'm trying. It's hard to keep track of all of them, but I think I'm not. All hope is not lost yet. I think if they can blow me away in the next one, then there might be some hope. So,
yep,
a 6 out of 10.
Remember, guys, join Discord and flame Andrew.
No, and please, if you think otherwise, if you think I'm completely wrong, let us know in the comments. Don't just downvote it and just like that nonsense solves nothing. Like, let me know why you like the group, if your expectations were met, if they were dashed, if they were exceeded. Like, let us know in the comments what you think of it, because I definitely want to know what everyone's thoughts are, not just my own.
Yep. All right. Next topic. We have Taemin with this new mini album called Want. All right, which is also the title of the first.
How is this only his second mini album though? It feels like he's been doing solo music for a while now.
I think he's done 2 full albums.
Oh, that's why. I was just like, hasn't he been putting out a lot of music already?
I think his first, his solo debut was a mini. That was the one with like Danger and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So, anyways,
you can read it again.
The first track is called "Want," which let me get back to my notes. Yeah, like, anyways, like at this point, I feel like with this song, like Taemin has definitely carved out his own distinct style, and that's one thing I'm really proud of for him. Like, especially with like SHINee being my favorite like boy group of all time, bar none. And yeah, like the choreography shines brightly as always with him. Like he is like easily one of the best idol dancers. Period. In my opinion,
the best.
Like he's so good. He is so good. And like it's just I can't stress enough how good he is. Like if you haven't seen the music video or a live performance or whatever, like
go watch the live.
Check it out.
Watch the live performance specifically.
So onto the actual like song, like the like bouncy like bass beat is super like catchy and infectious, especially when it's like combined with the chorus. And like I feel like in this song you can still like clearly hear his like influences from like Michael Jackson or something like that.
100%.
Which I definitely like to see, because like we first saw that like with his like first single Danger, especially. And
there was a special like M Countdown or a special episode of some live show where it was like him and Minji and a bunch of other people. They did a special dance performance to Thriller, like straight up. Cool. It was awesome. So it's no surprise that he takes after Michael. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I like it more than Move Yet, but it's so close. Like it gives it a run for its money. Like this is such a good song.
Yeah.
And then like the music video was really, really cool. Like lots of like awesome aesthetics. Like even in the screenshot we're using, like it's like him in the foreground with like very warm colors.
Yeah, the lighting.
And then like in the background it's like all dark and dingy muted. And dank, and
it's like they call it in art, they call this chiaroscuro, where it's literally just like the lighting is almost like the contrast between it is insane.
Like the dance shots, everything was like super cool. I loved the music video for the song.
So the instrumentals of the song, like the sort of part that you're mentioning, like that really like punchy sort of like sample, it kind of actually reminds me of there was a song that The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar did for the Black Panther soundtrack called "Pray for Me." It has almost like the do like that sort of thing going, and it's got like the same thing going for it here. So I love that part.
I definitely feel a similar vibe from The Weeknd and Taemin. Like they both pull similar influences from Michael Jackson. I think
Taemin is essentially he's the Korean Weeknd. Like it's not even like he really is at this point. Just like he's got that same sort of like they call it PBR&B, just like basically like really like hipstery like R&B style, and it's his niche, like you mentioned. He's carved out this incredible niche for him, and when I hear his music and when I see his videos, I'm like, okay, that's Taemin. I can instantly recognize, or I get it immediately, and that's very hard with how saturated the industry is like that's very rare for that to happen for me.
Totally.
Again, like you mentioned, like he really takes after Michael. Like he even has like there's one part where he has one glove, like straight up like just a one glove. Like that's like an iconic sort of Michael Jackson look.
Yep.
And man, he's almost unmatched when it comes to like stage presence and choreography and how he all ties this into creating a mood and an atmosphere in his solo music. And I love that he's able to sort of. Again, there's a lot of artists when they do solo music, they're often afraid to sort of if they're a part of a group and they go solo, a lot of the times they're afraid to sort of break out of that boundary because they don't want to alienate fans. But Taemin's just completely unhinged at this point. Like he's not afraid to sort of push this envelope even further than it already has.
I honestly I really love the fact that his solo music is so distinct from what he did with SHINee, but it doesn't like disrespect, I guess.
Oh no,
like,
it doesn't.
The fans
whatsoever.
Originally love him for.
Yeah.
And like what you were saying, like I just feel like if somebody asked me like who is like the best like performer in Korea. I feel like Taemin is definitely.
I mean, Psy, like, probably besides Psy.
Yeah, no, like I feel like he's definitely like on my short list of people. Like Psy, Taemin, Boa. I feel like a lot of like
he's on that. He's on that level of. It's a performance. It's not just him like dance. Like it encompasses the meaning of the word performance. Just wanted to touch on the production team that did this song. They're called Design Music. It's just a bunch of people from like Sweden, I believe. But their repertoire so far has been Simon Says by NCT 127, Sassy Me by Red Velvet, Here Come the Regrets by Epic High.
That's amazing.
Wolf by EXO, Cookie Jar by Red Velvet. So there's a lot of pedigree on here. So like we've been sleeping on
those are all amazing songs.
Yeah, we've been sleeping on Design Music a lot, so they might go on that producer shortlist. And one thing I just need to mention, especially with the like visual elements, I love like the one thing I love about Taemin is that he's not afraid to have such an androgynous sort of visual element, dancing style, like the way because usually, if it's a guy, you can only have all guy background dancers. If it's like a really like hip hoppy song, or like if it's a sexy song, you can only have girl background dancers. Like he always like interchanges. Like the fashion that he wears is very androgynous. The choreography style that he wears is very androgynous. That it works both with female and male background dancers. Like, I think that's his defining part. I think that's what separates him. He's always willing to push that envelope in terms of visual style or how he portrays himself on stage and as a performer, as an artist. So I think that's what gives him such a clear edge, because not every artist in America, in Korea, is willing to put themselves out there like that. So that's why Taemin deserves all the praise for that.
I think another thing also is like I usually don't really go for that kind of stuff. Like it's just not my thing. But I feel like Taemin really just pulls it off in such a great way that like I just don't care.
Yeah, you don't care.
I don't think about it. You know, it's just because like, it's not a gimmick. That's
the thing. You know. He's only capable of doing, because the performance is so good. It doesn't feel like a gimmick, and not everyone can pull that off. So.
Exactly. I don't know. Like it's just like I feel like so many artists try to pull that off, but it's a gimmick. It's for attention. Not just them.
Yeah. Whereas Taemin makes that his entire being and his entire sort of essence and like the aesthetic and like what he's trying to convey. So what were Nate's notes on this? Right. I know he loved it. He's calling it mini album of the year already, so I'm sure it's gonna be good.
Nate's notes. More move style Taemin. I love the industrial sound of the instrumentals, and of course his voice is so smooth and airy. This is exactly what I wanted for a Taemin comeback to follow up Move. The bridge gives off such a shiny feel, with the rest of the song shows his individual style. I love that touch. The MV is basically a horror movie, so many cuts to weird imagery, all while Taemin molests you with a stare. Choreo definitely is in the same vein as Move, though it gets more intense during the chorus. I love that comment he made. It's just like Taemin molests you with a stare.
Oh Lord, that's one for the ages. Cooper's thoughts were: even darker than Move. I really love this song. It's so Taemin, but still evolved from his previous title tracks. His voice goes so well with these heavy and dirty synths. The MV is probably the best I've seen this year so far. Wow.
Yep.
I thought he'd put ITZY over it.
I agree.
So many amazing props and sets. The snake imagery is also unique. The choreo, of course, is fantastic, as we've come to expect. Definitely up there for a Song of the Year candidate. That's another thing we've failed to mention.
I also agree.
Yep, so far. Yeah.
This year's been incredibly strong so far, I think, also, like, with just, like, hit singles that are coming out that are, like, just so freaking good.
I mean...
Like, we had this song, we had, like, Chungha, Gotta Go, we had A-Pink with, we had, like, just so much good stuff so far this year. ATs, like, I thought they were incredibly strong. Like, I'm really optimistic for this year.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to the second track, which is called Artistic Groove. In the pre-chorus, I really like the vocal layering they did for him to harmonize kind of with himself. I thought that was just nice. Like, it's not something that's like uncommon in music. It's just something that I think was done particularly well in this song. The only thing I wish that was different was that I wish we could have gotten a more like cohesive chorus other than just repeating the same phrase over and over.
Artistic groove, that sort of thing.
Like kind of reminded me of like Retro Future, which I didn't really like that much.
Yeah, it's
like,
same cadence as well, like artistic groove and Retro Future.
That being said, I feel like this is a lot better than
because it's Taemin. It's not gonna eat on like whiny voice or whatever.
Like,
so
I just feel like also like the backing instrumentals like really make the song for me. Like the nice punchy bass. Like I think that's something that's definitely a constant like throughout the album, is that like whenever that's present, it's super nice, super effective. So yeah, like I really love this song, but it's probably my least favorite on the album. So if that tells you like how good all the rest of it is,
yeah. I happen to like this one, but did have the same sort of issues with you, where I feel like they could have been a bit more creative in terms of how they approach the chorus, as opposed to making it a bit of an empty sort of feel and just relying on that doon 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 doon, like that bassy synth. Towards the end, like it's very subtle, but like when they're building up into like the chorus again, there's like this awesome like triplet sort of like section that I feel like they could have brought out a bit more, or just like utilized a bit more, because I really loved how it sounded. So yeah, I enjoyed the song for the most part, but I mean, just a bit of rearranging, I felt they would have put it over the top just a bit.
Yeah. All right, so Nate's notes. He said, I absolutely love how the song starts and just the single synth line and snaps. And then adds a beat. All right, hold on. Let me just restart this. I'm reading it with a completely different wrong cadence on all the words. All right. I absolutely love how this song starts with just a single synth line and snaps. And then adds a beat and great guitar part. Then dropping that for a tambourine and piano. Then the guitar comes back. This all leads into a fantastic drop. The artistic groove vocal part is so good with the auto-tuned yeah. Taemin's vocals are all fantastic during this whole build-up, and it fits the song so well.
Cooper said, this song is so smooth to listen to, and I love it. The chorus is so good, and Taemin's ad-libs add an extra layer of depth at the end.
Yes.
And one thing I just forgot to mention, though, and I know you're really big on placement, but I love how this followed Want, because they're almost like it's like a sequel, or like they flow so well into each other. I think that's on purpose why they put them together like this.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it was like the order of this album definitely flows really well.
Yeah.
And that's like, because I love to listen to like full albums. Yeah. And that's something that
it's a lost art essentially. For,
yeah, exactly.
Like organizing albums.
Like one thing I really like in albums, like just recently, I've just been going back and listening to old groups I used to listen to in like middle school, for example. Like I was listening to My Chemical Romance's like 2010 album, and I just love like the different like intros and interludes, and they like perfectly lead into the
concept
song,
albums essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Just the concept album. I wish we'd get that more in K-pop.
K-pop, yeah, we don't really get concept albums in K-pop, but
like it's super fun. Anyways, third track, Shadow. Immediately when I was listening to the song, I was like, I want to know who the female vocals are for this song. Like it sounds like maybe it's someone from Red Velvet. Like I was thinking maybe either like Irene or Silgi or something. And Andrew said somebody on Reddit thought it sounded like Yeri. So like,
yeah, it's all of them.
Yeah,
it's all of them. They're doing uncredited features.
I need to know, like, I just need to know who it is. And, like, if it's not somebody we know, maybe it's just a sample. Like, who knows? Maybe it's just as simple as that. But anyways, for the rest of the song, like, I love the way that the piano, like, instrumentals, like, lined up with Taemin's vocals, like, in the pre-chorus. And then, the, like, really epic strings that came in during the chorus.
Yeah.
I felt like it really helped with, like, as far as like the impactfulness and the mood of the song overall, especially in the chorus. And yeah, like I feel like this was definitely like one of the stronger songs in the album. I really like this one.
Like it easily could have been a title track, in all honesty. Totally, it could have been a single, just because on its own, not even being associated with a music video or anything, the way the elements such as like that na 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 na, like that part, the string orchestration, the way he addresses the way he attacks the vocals, it does an amazing job of creating a mood and an atmosphere even devoid of visual elements, that it's clear as day. And that's a sign of a good song, when they're able to be that vivid without requiring any visual element of that, so to speak. One thing I really enjoyed also was towards the end, there's this like awesome electric guitar solo that I wish they brought out like further, because it was awesome. I thought they could have made better use of that, or like made it a bit louder, just so you could hear and not just have to like listen carefully to it.
For me, I feel like electric guitar always has to be like front and center.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Super, like just loud and boisterous, and like it's hype.
Yeah, it's super hype. Yeah, especially for this song. Yeah, it would have fit so much better. But
yeah.
I mean, again, this is an excellent song, and I very rarely it gives Want a run for its money. In all honesty, it's that good of a song, and I very rarely end up having to like have that happen between like singles and album tracks.
All right, so Nate said, driving string sections are what I live for in music, and this song has such an amazing one in the chorus. The instrumentals sound so dark and creepy at the beginning, with the female la 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 part adding to that. I just love how intense everything is about the chorus. Taemin's vocals sound so desperate. There's an awesome guitar part at the end too. Favorite song on the album by far. And yeah, I might agree.
Yeah.
But although I also really love the title track.
Yeah,
so
Want is just really good.
It's tough.
Cooper like even beats that in terms of like praise. Cooper says this song is probably top 5 Taemin. Like it's that high of praise. It's so cinematic and dramatic. It reminds me of something Vix would put out, but Taemin makes it his own. The la 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 la's are so incredible. Not sure if it's a sample. Someone says it sounds like Irene. The strings and drums make this sound so epic in just 3 minutes of runtime.
Yeah, I also thought it was Irene at first. I was like it kind of.
Well, let's just ask her on Sunday. Hey, Irene, did you do that?
Hey, was that you?
Is that you in Shadow?
Anyways, we can move on to the 4th song, Truth. With Truth, the piano instrumentals on the song I thought were like really beautiful and well done. I thought they came out really, really nice and crisp, like on like the final like track that we ended up listening to. And I thought Taemin's vocals really stand out on this song. Like this is definitely like the vocal showcase. And like even though like I expected that, it still was just like wow. Like it was really good. And yeah, I thought the future bass drop in the chorus was like really cool as well. Like it was super unexpected and like definitely took me off guard. But I thought it was really well done. Like and in that part, like they totally could have just done like a typical like 17 Chainsmokers type drop there, and it probably would have like a lot of people would have felt it was fine. But I'm really glad they went with this direction with it in the chorus. And yeah, I thought the song turned out really well.
Fun fact: this is co-written by JC from freaking NSYNC, or formerly of NSYNC. I think he's just doing a lot of songwriting now, and so JC Chazé, I forget how to pronounce his last name, but JC Chazé wrote a song for Taemin, or it might have been just a song that he wrote, and then the SM just so happened to buy it. That was a common thing back in the day. I mean,
like Run Devil Run was
Run Devil Run, Kesha. Yeah, a lot of famous SM songs were just originally tracked by other artists or just written by other artists. That being said, I mean, I'm usually the future bass lover here.
Aficionado.
But I don't know. Maybe it's that fact that why I kind of felt like that drop was kind of boring. I mean, again, I'd say the vocals were excellent, but yeah, I don't know. I felt nothing from the chorus in that sense.
I think for me, the reason I liked it so much was just because like there was no trace of it leading up to it, so it like really caught me off guard. Which
I expected it.
Oh, you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be
because I feel because like, it's such a trope. It's such a trope. It's like emotional song and then wub wub wub.
Yeah. Okay. I was expecting it to be more like ballad focused, I think.
Okay.
Like when I was first going into it, but yeah, again, I definitely welcome the, I guess, electronic influences. All right, so Nate, his notes are out of order. Hold on a second. All right, for Truth, Nate said piano ballad with the Chainsmokers style drop chorus. I disagree. I mean that's me interjecting. Anyways, back to Nate. I think Taemin's vocals are next level on this song. He uses the perfect amount of airy sounds and intensity during the verses that build. Then the drop for the verses, he really conveys his emotions well during that part. Piano solo bridge was a great touch too.
Cooper said, this song could be written off as a basic Western ballad, which I could see, but Taemin's sultry vocals escalate it. I can see that. The chorus hits really hard, but I don't like how the song ends. Yeah, it kind of ends just abruptly, so I can see that point.
All right, next we have Never Forever. I thought there was a great use of guitar in the song, which I always like. Like, guitar is one of my favorite instruments to hear. Like, even if it's not in like my traditional like rock sort of setting, I always welcome it, especially in stuff like R&B and hip hop. I always think that's like a really interesting, I guess, use of it. But yeah, like I thought it was pretty interesting in this song because like the instrumentation used is different than what I would have expected if you just gave me the acapella vocals. Like I thought it would have been like more of a typical like boom clap sort of beat that you usually get in R&B. No, not like Miley Cyrus. Like, no. But yeah, like I figured you would have gotten like a typical like kind of beat like you'd get in like R&B songs, like for example like i.e. like Red Velvet or SES being actual, like that kind of thing. But yeah, overall, I really am glad they went with a guitar. And also Taemin's ad-libs in this song I thought stood out a lot as well.
You could tell this song was produced by Americans just because of the styling of it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why I'm kind of bored of it, because they just have a lot of these songs. I mean, yeah, again, the acoustic guitar is great, his singing's great, but yeah, I don't know, just the impact of songs like this are just kind of lost on me at this point. It's very inoffensive to that degree.
Yep. All right, so Nate, acoustic guitar part throughout the song is fantastic. It's really interesting and not too simple. It actually mirrors Taemin's melody for parts, and it sounds really good. During the chorus, I really like the call and response they added with Taemin's improv parts. Yeah, that's what I was talking about with the ad-libs. I feel like this song is a great mix of not too simple but catchy at the same time. The chorus is perfect to sing along to. He wrote single along to. I think he means
sing along to. Cooper said the mid-tempo acoustic tune I was expecting, but it's really catchy, and I love the guitar and his harmonies in this.
Yes. All right, next we have Monologue. Like Taemin's vocals especially stood out in this song. Like there's something almost like, I guess, like haunting, I guess.
Yeah, that's the word. That's the exact word I used.
It's like you can really hear his emotions in every single verse of this song, and honestly, I think this is among his best vocals ever.
Oh, it might be his best ballad or track I've ever heard.
Like for real. Like any song he's ever featured on, I think this is some of the best like performance I've ever heard from him. I also really like the combination of like the piano and strings used in the song. Like it's not overly complicated or like brand new, but I think it was done just coupled with his vocals. I think they really just work really well together. And yeah, like they lend really well to the, I guess, like emotional delivery of the song, and I think that's definitely the main like selling point there, at least for me. Yeah.
And I mean, Taemin's not really like he's kind of almost underrated as a vocalist, because
I think he definitely is.
Yeah, because like he and Jonghyun kind of like steal the spotlight to some degree.
Yeah.
When it comes to vocals, at least among SHINee. But I mean, he can hold his own. He can more than hold his own, and I mean, he definitely brings pride to SM being a company that prides itself on like the excellence and emotion of its ballads. So
what's crazy is like Jonghyun, like somebody, I think it was like someone asked like a bunch of like music producers from K-pop, and they asked like who is the best male idol singer, and they did it for female idol singer as well. And I believe SHINee Jonghyun was the most like said person. Yeah. And this was before he passed away too. Like it was like, so this is not all hype, and like so like Taemin, he like holds up with him pretty well. Yeah. So like that's just like he's definitely among the best idol singers in my opinion. He's one of my favorite, that's for sure.
Also, just like a tidbit, this was produced by two brothers, I believe, named Samuel and Robert Jaronco of Kuya Productions. So they're 100% they're Filipino. I can already like Kuya is like the term for older brother in Tagalog or for among Filipinos, or just like if somebody's close to you, you just call them Kuya. That sort of thing. Their repertoire includes they did Dinner by Suho. And they've also worked with artists such as Alessia Cara, so you could definitely tell. You definitely get an Alessia Cara vibe from this. They've worked with Big Time Rush. you know what's crazy? There are probably K-pop fans that are like, Big Time Rush was when again? Like 2000.
It's like 2010 probably.
There's probably K-pop fans that like they weren't even in school.
Like they don't know who that is.
They don't know who Big Time. That's crazy. Okay, so they worked with Big Time Rush. They worked with Jesse McCartney. They worked with Akon, and they worked with the Pony Man himself, freaking Genuine. So they're just all over the place. And for them to write an emotional ballad like this is awesome. So I'd love to see them work. Because again, SM has such a strength when it comes to ballad singers.
Yeah.
Like imagine them writing a song like this, but for Wendy or for I don't know, like or for Boa or for someone else like in SM. I'd be all up for it in all honesty. So
I feel like with all these like solo debuts and stuff, SM has definitely proven that. I feel like they definitely have either the best reservoir for talent or they just have, bar none, the best training.
Or they probably attract a lot of
they
attract a lot of good vocalists.
That too.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I feel like just overall like music wise, like not talking about like management and stuff like that. We all know there's SM bullshit all the time, but like I just feel like they put the most like care and love into their like music out of like the big huge labels. And you definitely hear it in this like they all like the producers, the artists, everyone, like they just work as a team and make something really nice and cohesive.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just this type of song like definitely helps like bring that together. So for Nate, he said the perfect mix of piano and strings for a ballad. The desperation and sadness in Taemin's voice really show throughout the song. The high notes at the end, which strings mirror leading into an instrumental ending, are the perfect way to end the song. I definitely agree.
Cooper said it's an SM piano ballad. It's great. The ending with the violin makes me tear up. Yeah, you could definitely, again, the emotion that he's able to deliver in this song is what definitely makes it memorable than what other ballads would have.
Like I guess until somebody bests it, I guess I'll put it as like it's like the male you are.
The male you are. Wow, that's high praise from you. Cause
like you are is one of my favorite ballads. Yeah. Like this is a really good ballad. Like I'm telling you, this is one of Taemin's best performances. Like I can't stress that enough. Like obviously he's not like hitting the huge like grandiose like high notes.
Yeah,
like
that's
Taeyeon
the thing.
But like
he doesn't like belt or whatever. It's just the delivery.
Exactly.
The emotion that he's able to do. Those two aren't always like interchangeable. So or intercompatible rather. So that's an incredible talent that he has.
Yeah. All right. So next we have the outro. And like this gave me like a lot of like synesthesia moments. Like it basically like what I think of when I'm hearing this outro is like I'm like very deep underwater in the ocean and like something huge is just like approaching me. Like a huge like nuclear sub or like a sea monster or something. Like it's like something colossal. Something colossal is just like approaching you. Like that's what this feels like. And I feel like it definitely goes well with like the vibe of the album. And again, like the cohesion, like that's something I really, really appreciate. And I feel like this album, even just being a mini album, like achieved that really well.
I enjoyed it, though I probably would have enjoyed it better as an intro. Actually, just because I feel like if you led with this song and then went straight into Want, it would have been so perfect. And I feel like it kind of feels out of place just like putting it in
like
here at the end.
Intro that like seamlessly like goes right into Want.
Yeah, because I always listen to these on repeat, and then after hearing this, it goes straight into Want, and it sounds perfect. So I feel like just putting track number 7 like there, and just the way that this intro or this outro, Want, and then Artistic Groove would flow would just be like a perfect. It's almost like a friggin' like Rush style like concept like long ass song in that sort of way. So. All
right, so for Nate, he said the brassy synth and bass are so intense. Over top, the light synths are a really cool mixture. Taemin's falsetto just adds to it well.
Yeah,
it's hard to describe something like this because there's not like a ton going on. Yeah, it's just the outro, but
Cooper agreed with me actually. Great. He said that it would make more sense as an intro, but it's fine as it is. So
yeah,
ratings now.
All right, so for me, I gave the music a 6.5 out of 7. I think overall every song is fantastic. Every song does really well. I think the only thing I docked points for was just like an artistic groove. I wasn't super hot in the chorus, so that's like it's minor, and I don't think that it deserves to lose very much off of the full score. It's just that I don't think the album is absolutely perfect, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But for concept, I actually gave 3 out of 3 because choreography is incredible, music video is incredible, everything is super. Like the arrangement of the songs flows really well. I guess besides like outro should probably be the intro, but I feel like it works either way. And yeah, like even like the album art, I think it looks super cool, and it definitely like goes along with the vibe of the album. It's super dark and moody.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 out of 3 for concept easily. So overall, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10.
On my end, I gave it full marks for the single. For one, I gave 3.5 out of 3.5 because this is like a Song of the Year candidate easily, and mostly just because I wasn't sure if Taemin would have been able to blow me away the same way that Move did.
Yeah.
But he followed it up excellently. That's very hard, obviously, to follow up on songs that get really popular like that. But I feel like, this is more than fitting of being a follow-up to that song. Album tracks, 2.5 out of 3.5. I did enjoy most of them, especially the highlights being Shadow and Monologue.
Yep.
Minor complaints about some of the other ones, but I mean, overall, I did enjoy most of the album tracks. Some I would return to, in fact, such as Shadow and Monologue.
Yep.
Concept 2.5 out of 3. I didn't give it full marks just because I felt like I wanted, mostly because I felt like I wanted to see the choreography more in the music video. Because I saw it more in the live stage. I was like, yo, why are you hiding this? This choreography's awesome.
I think what I'd like is a performance version.
Oh, yeah, if he put a performance version, that would have made more sense.
Didn't he do that with Move? I don't remember.
Maybe.
I don't remember exactly, but I guess he didn't really need to with Move because there's a lot of.
It was mostly choreography in that end. But with this, I just again I love how Taemin is just so overt in the way he presents himself and the way his artistry just comes off of his music, his dancing, the stylistic choices and the visual choices that they make for this music video. It's just it's art essentially. So that's a total of 8.5 out of 10 on my end.
So Nate, no surprise, he gave it a full 10 out of 10.
Holy shit.
He thinks this is a perfect, amazing album of the year, or mini album of the year so far. Like, that's what he was saying in the chat to us. So, like, Nate really, really loves this album.
And Cooper, he usually leaves overall thoughts. He said, another great album by the legend himself. He gave me everything I expected and wanted from a Taemin album. So his score was 6 out of 7 for music and a 3 out of 3 for concept, leaving us with a 9 out of 10.
So that's a 9.25.
Yeah, 9.25. So it'd still be a truly Daebak album.
Yes.
But yeah, it's definitely deserving of it. And I think this is definitely one of his most refined works so far as a solo artist. And it's only going to get better. I can't wait because he's not doing military service just yet, right?
No, because he's the youngest of Shiny, so I think he's youngest by far in Shiny. Actually, let me check how old Taemin is exactly. He might actually be younger than you, Andrew. I'm not sure.
No way, Taemin's.
I'm not sure yet.
What am I doing with my life if I'm older than him and he can dance and oh god.
1993.
Okay, so he's like a month older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's we're both the same age. We're both 25 American age. So yeah, he's still got some time. So we'll probably get like one more mini album out of him before he goes.
I bet he'll probably enlist either next year or the year after.
Yeah, so he'll probably just try to rush one out before the end of the year or just early.
I think we'll probably get a really nice like full album.
Oh, hopefully, just something good that'll follow up on this. And we have only high hopes for him because just everything he's put out so far has just been excellent and totally deserving of a truly Daebak seal of approval sort of thing.
Certainly. All right, on to topic 3. We have DreamCatcher with the end of Nightmare, which is kind of confusing to me because I thought prequel was supposed to be like the last
They've
chapter.
tried to end the Nightmare concept like 3 times already, and it's just not
like,
happening.
We swear, guys, this is the last one.
It's like how they made Final Fantasy with the intention of it being like the last game that Square was supposed to make, or else they'd go under.
Wait, Final Fantasy 1?
No, yeah, that's why it's called Final. Oh, that's a rumor that the story is that they called it Final Fantasy because that was supposed to be like their last ditch effort, and if they didn't succeed, they were never gonna Square would have gone under.
That's so crazy because like they have 15
There's 15 of them now. There's just gonna be, yeah.
All right, so we'll start out with the intro, which is just called intro. And to me, like in the beginning, it sort of like starts out as like almost like cinematic, like reminds me of like Game of Thrones or Skyrim or something. And then it randomly just goes into like the wub 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 like drum and bass dubstep kind of thing. And it was like, what?
He throws you off guard, definitely.
Yeah, so like I thought it was pretty cool, but it was like really jarring.
This is another situation where a DreamCatcher song should be a full version, like a full song. And in this case, I actually liked this intro way better than I liked PD. I don't know, it almost frustrates you to some degree where like they're always so experimental with these intros and these album tracks, and they never want to incorporate it into their actual singles.
Track, yeah,
because I feel like they might scare off like the fan base. But I mean, you're already putting it in there, so what's the harm? What's honestly the harm? And I know they're trying to go away from Nightmare first, so doing an awesome like drum and bass track like this as a single, like in the vein of like Midnight or something like that, that'd be an awesome single. And I mean, that's only exacerbated by my thoughts on PD, which I guess we'll get to later after we read Nate and Cooper's thoughts.
Yes. So, Nate, he said, "Love that this song is a mix of all their styles in Nightmare series so far. It starts off with a really intense, slow, and mysterious orchestra part, then picks up into a really hard rock part with a short guitar lick. And then it goes into a 100-mile-per-hour drum and bass part. Overall, I think it's their best intro."
Oh yeah, I can see that, definitely. This is it's the hypest intro.
Yeah, like it's super, like it like gave me like whiplash. I was like, what is going on? It like kept changing so fast. It's really cool. All right, so next we can move into the actual title track, which is called PD. Or Piri, if you want to be...
okay, time out. Or not really official timeout, but one thing I don't like about when Nate does slides is that he purposefully all capitalizes everything because it's supposed to be all capitals with PD. Now it just looks like some random words. So I just leave it. Just leave it all caps, Nate.
All right. Anyways, so for me overall, I really like the song. I think it's more of what I like expect from DreamCatcher, which isn't a bad thing. However, I would definitely like them to explore different, like, I guess, like, subgenres of rock, or even, like, go into, like, the drum and bass thing, like, that they did with Sleepwalking for a title track. Like, I feel like they could totally go with, like, a super, like, edgy and, like, intense, thing with that. But anyways, I really like the whistle that they use throughout the song. I think that's pretty cool. And also my favorite part of the song is definitely the post-chorus with Xian's vocals. So good. I love that. And yeah, like overall I really, really love the song, but again, like I think for the next one I'd like to see them change it up a little bit.
You should probably read Nate's before I just completely shit on the song.
Okay.
Not shit on it, but I mean, like, I have very strong opinions about this song, but let's let Nate go so I can counter his opinion.
So, okay, Nate's is gonna be fun. Okay. Love the Western style whistle throughout the song mixed with the hard chugging guitar. I really like how the pre-chorus chills out a tiny bit with a piano, then builds up to an instrumental drop. PD part, which I can see why people would think it's annoying, but yeah, that's one part I didn't like, was the one part where they're just going PD 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 PD. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Hold on. I can see why people think it's annoying, but I don't mind it because the main focus is on the whistle sound. And in all caps, Gahyun rap part, holy shit, and she kills it. So proud of her. Okay, anyways, MV is definitely lower budget than the other Nightmare MVs, mostly choreo and static sets. The pure white room with the black and red outfits looks amazing. I agree, I really like that part of the MV. I thought that looked really cool with the red motif. Their styling, outfits, and hair is once again top tier. Some of the best in the business. Choreo is fantastic as usual. And he really likes the beginning moves where they do the lineup as well as do some group formations, which again, definitely DreamCatcher's strength. They do that a lot in their choreo.
Okay, now for my thoughts. I think this song has the same problem that Fake Love has, where it can't decide whether or not it wants to be a trap song or whether or not it wants to be a rock song. Like, I call this can be like Panic at the Disco Fall Out Boy syndrome, where I don't know, like, I love those two groups. I grew up with those two groups, but I feel like
more like newer Fall Out Boy. Probably.
Yeah, newer Fall Out Boy, newer Panic at the Disco. They're trying to be like, ooh, we have to get on the radio. Let's incorporate trap beats and everything.
Well, it's Panic at the Disco any time after their first album.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, Panic at the Disco was just like all over the fucking place after Pretty or not Pretty Odd, the first one, which I loved. But yeah, it's another situation, it's another one of those problems that I had, like, same with Dalla Dalla, where it's either commit to one thing or just don't do it at all. Like, it has to, like, I know there's trap song or there's rap rock songs, but this is not a rap rock song. It's just it's a rock song that's trying to use trap instrumentals to replace certain things. And then it's interesting. It's a trap. They're using trap instrumentals to replace certain rock elements, and they're using certain rock, and the chorus is just essentially an EDM trap drop but with rock instrumentals, which makes it just kind of boring in that front. Like, literally, it's just, the only interesting thing about it is like, oh, it's a drop, but they're using guitars, which I don't know, it just seems pointless considering like the rest of that they have in this song. I think the choreography is kind of boring. Like, especially for DreamCatcher, like, they usually have, like, really, like, top-tier choreography, but I don't know, I just didn't get anything out of this. Same with the music video. I honestly can't remember this music video at all, outside of, like, that one wall of just,
there wasn't
stuff.
really a plot to this one, so.
Yeah, I mean, granted, even with the plots, I don't mind. It's just, it felt like this music video did nothing. Like, it was just that, in the same way that the song won't commit stylistically to either being a rock song or a rap song, the music video can't commit to, is this a performance music video or is this a, like, proper, like, music video with some, like, dance elements to it. So as for the rapping, I mean, it's cool, I guess, to see someone, like, to see people, like, it's more than just Dami this time, obviously, but I don't know, I'm just, like, triplet raps just do absolutely nothing for me, because at this point you're just you're just dick riding, like, whatever Migos is doing, and at this point, like, literally everyone in K-pop is doing it, so
I feel like everyone in hip-hop is doing it
yeah, because there's more to rapping than just trying to do the same like, it just feels like they tried to do it because, oh wow, it's different, but
it's not though anymore.
Yeah, it's not. Literally everyone's doing it and not doing, like, I'm more surprised when somebody doesn't do like a triplet, like, rap verse than I am when they do it at this point. It's that oversaturated. So I don't know, it just feels like maybe they should have just completely just gone away from Nightmare at this point, because it kind of feels like they're kind of grasping at straws to just kind of like, oh, we're still Nightmare-ish. I don't know, I just, like, I enjoy parts of the song again, but which is why I feel so conflicted about it, is because I want to like the song. But yeah, it just, the way they came together just wasn't something I enjoyed, unfortunately.
Cooper
echoed my sentiments very similarly. He said, up until the chorus, I thought this was going to be their best song ever, the heavy bass and electric guitar. Then the chorus dropped. It feels really empty to me. I don't like the vocals or the weird flute in the first half, like the whistling sort of thing. The second half is good, but then the be-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee vocals ruin it again for me. Gahyun and Dami both kill it, especially Gahyun with the rap. The production is still fantastic quality, but it's really just the chorus that prevents this from reaching greatness for me. The MV is beautiful, of course, and the choreo, it looks to be some of their best. So, I don't know, I'm just probably the harshest one on this. And I mean, I love DreamCatcher, definitely. It just, I always have high expectations for them, and I don't know, I just...
Come to the U.S.
Or we'll go. You have a chance to go see them, maybe.
Well, they're touring still, aren't they?
Are they?
I don't know. I don't know.
They should come to the U.S. Yeah.
Oh wait, actually, I guess they'll probably still be promoting once I arrive in Korea. Maybe I can.
Just like when you get into Korea, just be like, how can I get to M Countdown or something like the fastest?
Just go to the store, buy the album, and show up.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Cooper and I were discussing this that we kind of feel it's their weakest single because I like Over the Sky, like the sort of special anniversary single that they had like last month.
Super anime.
Yeah, I like that so much more better than I loved PD. And that's saying a lot when the track that they're not really trying to promote ended up leaving more of an impression on me than the actual single that they put all this effort into promoting. So,
all right, next we have Diamond.
It's a cover of the SNSD song.
Yeah, it's a cover of the SNSD Christmas song.
Yeah,
the best Christmas song of all time. Don't at me. Anyways, I thought this was definitely interesting. It kind of is similar to what Andrew was talking about with the last song, whereas like the instrumental in this was like super Latin inspired, like with like drums and like the kind of guitar it's using, and then like when it gets to the chorus, it's like a drop chorus, except it's using a like heavy metal like sort of guitar, which overall it sounds like it'd be kind of disjointed, but overall I think it works well together. It's definitely the weirdest song on the album, and I think it's the weirdest song they've come out with. But overall, I think it works well.
I would have liked a better blend, or I would have liked them because like a reggaeton or like this like Latin style isn't that new or fresh sounding. But for a group like DreamCatcher that's been doing like nothing but rock music for the past couple of years, it would have been such a new fresh sound for them. So I would have loved if it just stuck with that. So yeah, I do enjoy the song for the most part, just because it's a nice change of pace. But I'd say where it kind of gets brought down is I felt like they could have done a better chorus, because the chorus is just like the da 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 da, like it's mostly just the guitar riffs. But having that like an empty guitar riff sort of section, in addition to like an actual like instrumental dance break towards the end, it throws the balance off of it. Either do an awesome dance instrumental break at the end with one more full chorus, or just get rid of the dance break and have like an empty chorus. Like you can't do both, I think, because it throws the balance of the song out of whack. So that's probably the only sort of thing that I'd fix up with this. I did still enjoy it. All right, for the most part.
Nate, he says the beginning gives you the impression that this won't be a rock song other than the bass line. It's got a more tropical style beat. Then it slows down for a piano bit and the guitar really picks up. I absolutely love the chorus, in all caps. The building guitar part with the breaks in between and a single drum hit. The unbreakable, immovable part is so catchy. And the rest of the vocals are fantastic. The instrumental bridge with the chopped up instrumentals and Middle Eastern style flute was a good touch. Shook up the song a perfect amount. Probably one of my favorite DreamCatcher songs, period. Yeah, I feel like I agree with him. What was interesting about it is that it's kind of taking styles of music from like all over the world and kind of incorporating that.
I do like that part, definitely.
Yeah, like Middle Eastern, Latin, obviously Asian, and like even just like American, rock. Like with the rock stuff. So I thought it was an interesting blend.
Okay, so Cooper's thoughts were, this is probably top 3 DreamCatcher songs for me. It's somehow a perfect blend of the reggaeton Latin beat with their signature rock sound. I am obsessed with everything about this. So yeah, Cooper was definitely a lot more higher on this.
All right, next we have And There Is No One Left. I really, really love the vibe of this song. I thought the lighter guitars, the lighter vocals in the song, like really is what sold it to me. Like normally I'm not like super impressed by like the beat drop chorus, but like this one was really interesting. Like it was super deep and like thick. Like I feel like it definitely had a much stronger impact than these usually do for me. So yeah, like super catchy, and I think this is definitely my favorite song on the album. And I think if they went into a different like direction, I would not mind if they did something like this for a title track. Like it's like it's kind of like an indie pop, indie rock sort of like style that I feel like they could totally go with. I mean, it's definitely more on the pop style, like with that chorus, but I still feel like it fits more into an alternative genre rather than just pop. And I feel like they definitely could do something cool with that.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Jacob, that this is probably my favorite of the album tracks. Because, in all seriousness, if I were to pick my favorite track total, it'd be the intro, which barely qualifies as a track. But this is of the actual like full fleshed out tracks. I do enjoy this one the most because this bass part is incredible. Like, it straight up reminds me of specifically, you know the song "Around the World" by Daft Punk? Like,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. It's got the same thing going for it. So how good that bass part is why I don't mind the chorus being as empty as it is, because it definitely has the same sort of structure as Diamond does, but I feel like the bass part is a lot more impactful than just like da 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 da, just like hitting guitar chords over and over again.
Yeah. I feel like that's also like it's not boring and generic. It's something we don't hear all the time.
Yeah.
Like you said, it does. I definitely do get like the Daft Punk sort of like reference, and I'm wondering if that was like
probably the
purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we don't hear that all the time, so I definitely welcome this kind of thing. It's super catchy.
Like
and
freaking
fun.
DreamCatcher, like late 90s French house. I'm 100% for that. You kidding me? I love, like, Daft Punk is probably like one of my favorite groups. So for somebody to do something that kind of style.
Yeah.
Again, it's another niche. Like if DreamCatcher would just be jumping from niche to niche to niche genre, like that, I'm so down for that being their concept instead of just sticking to like J-rock essentially. Yeah. So.
All right, so Nate, he said, the instrumentals in this song are incredible. Super minimalistic, and the bass line is so cool. I love how the pre-chorus has strings and when the verses are super minimalist with the guitar and bass line. Then the drop with the chorus on the bass and the weird vocal synth thing going on is so cool. On top of the instrumentals, the vocals are really well done too. Overall, a really cool, unique song.
Cooper was also pretty high on this song. He said, this is also up there for DreamCatcher songs. When the bass line kicks in, I knew it would be amazing. The chorus is fantastic and simple. This is going to be on repeat for many days to come.
Yeah,
just
honestly,
the bass line just gets stuck in your head, so it's easy to repeat this song.
You know, this might be one of my favorite DreamCatcher
Oh,
B-sides.
definitely.
Like, it's super fun, and again, like, if I could see them going into, like, an alt-pops, like, sort of style, I think that'd be super cool. It's just like we just don't see that every day from K-pop groups.
There is no oversaturation of K-pop songs with good bass lines. So the more K-pop songs I get with good bass lines, the happier I'm going to be as a human being.
All right, next we have the song Daydream. This song kind of like serves as like the honorary like ballad of the album. I thought the vocals from the girls turned out really nice in this song, but that being said, I don't think it really stood out as much. It's kind of just, it's a ballad. Yeah,
it's just there. Like, it's nothing too inoffensive, or it doesn't sway my opinion on the album one way or the other.
Yeah, like it's not bad. It's definitely I don't think
it's a ballad.
I don't think it's anyone's favorite song.
Who knows? Check. That might be Nate's favorite song for all we know, but.
No, he didn't say that. That'd be hilarious if he did.
He starts off with, "This is my favorite song," and God damn it! But go ahead.
Yeah. So, Nate's thoughts. Yes, DreamCatcher acoustic ballad. Nothing super special, but I still love them. Their vocals are fantastic as usual. So basically, he pretty much echoed our thoughts on that. But
same thing with Cooper. He said, "This is a fine ballad, but not as good as their previous ones. Not much to say about it."
Yes.
All right, ratings. This should be interesting because I know Nate's I know what Nate's scores usually are for DreamCatcher. So
yes. All right. So for me, I gave the music a 5.5 out of 7. I think just because again with PD, I just like I do really love the song. I just I was hoping they'd like mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, they definitely do need to mix it up.
And then also like Daydream just really didn't stand out as much, so that's mostly where the points were left. But that being said, I thought Diamond was really fun, and I love And There Is No One Left. Like, I feel like if that was a title track, I would have been super impressed.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5.5 out of 7 there. And then concept I gave 2 out of 3. Like the music video, I feel like it was solid, but it wasn't like awful or anything. And it gets the job done. I feel like it deserves at least, a passing grade 2 out of 3.
Okay, so your total is what, 7.5?
7.5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. For the single, I gave it for PD, I gave it a 2 out of 3.5. Again, it's not, I don't hate it as much as I did with I'm not as conflicted about it as much as I was with ITZY and DALLA DALLA. But that being said, I don't know. They do need to change. They do need to change. It is becoming stale, and it'll only serve to better them in the long run, as opposed to chaining them to this like albatross of, oh, you're J-Rock, all you can do is J-Rock. Like, yeah, I feel like it's time for them to sort of explore what else is out there in terms of niche music styles.
Again, I feel like alternative rock is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different like sub genres in there. Like what if like DreamCatcher did like a post grunge song or something like that? Like that'd be crazy. I feel like. Like I don't know.
That'd be dope.
If you like something like Nirvana or
there's so much
or
more
something, like DreamCatcher.
The rock, the like the overarching like genre of rock has so much variety and subtlety to it that they don't just have to chain themselves to like J-Rock style songs. As much as I love that, and I don't think that they should completely eliminate that from their like their being, but yeah, I feel like there's so much more that they can explore in that forward. So album tracks I gave 2.5 out of 3.5 because I actually I liked songs like And There Was No One Left in the intro a lot better than I did PD to some degree, and 1.5 out of 3.5 out of Concept just because. Yeah, I don't know. It just really did not do anything for me in terms of concept. So, or just like the music video is, I really can't remember the music video at all. And I tried to watch it as much as I can, but nothing about it just really stood out to me. So that's a total of 6 out of 10 on my part. So
Nate gave it a 10 out of 10.
Jesus Christ, Nate. Jesus Christ.
It was Nate's like, I gotta inflate those scores.
Yeah, no, he does this on purpose.
We gotta get those scores up. All right, so
these are rookie numbers.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. All right, so Nate gave it a 10. I gave it 7.5. Andrew gave it a 6. And what do we got from Cooper?
Cooper's overall thoughts were, this is probably low range as far as their albums go, which doesn't mean it's not great, but not all the songs are standouts, and this falls below all their minis for me, and I would agree with that. So he gave a 5 out of 7 for music, a 2.5 out of 3 for concept, for a score of 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I did the math. That's 2 7.5s.
And a 10.
A 10 and a 6, so that would come out to a 7.75.
Right, so an 8 overall.
Yeah, this would be an 8. And I mean, yeah, just that's probably a good score for it, because I don't, this has nothing on
like Prequel was so good.
Alone in the City.
Yeah, that one too.
Was great. That's the last one we covered with Umu. Yeah, just I don't know. They really do need to sort of mix things up just for their own longevity, because I know they're doing all right with sales now, but like again, it's just if they're just beating the like J-Rock drum or like the dead horse like over and over again, I feel like it will get even more stale than it is now. So yep. One thing I do have to mention though is I'm kind of worried that apparently Happy Face Entertainment has changed their name to DreamCatcher Entertainment or something.
Wait, did they? No way they did.
I don't know. That's the rumor I heard. I mean, that's not a good idea, in all honesty.
Yeah, like what happens when you have a new group and
what happens when DreamCatcher breaks up?
Yeah, like
or like disbands or whatever. But I mean, I don't think
it's like putting the amount of members you have in your group in your name,
and I don't think,
and then they leave.
Yeah, and
so like you have 9 musicians with 4 members.
Yeah, I don't think DreamCatcher should define the entirety of Happy Face.
Yeah,
because they should have more than that, if anything. I mean, I'm sort of, it's the same sort of worry I have with Momoland, and formerly known as Double Kick Entertainment turned into MLD Entertainment. Like that's not a good idea. Like if Big Hit changed their name into freaking like BTS Entertainment, like that's just asking for trouble. I mean, I'm sure most people won't care, but like when BTS is gone, it's just you're gonna ruin all your artists. Just like naming it after a specific artist like that. So.
Well, having to live in another artist's shadow.
Yeah, basically, you right from the get go, they live in their other artist's shadow. Because like if Happy Face ever wanted to put out a non like DreamCatcher group, just the fact that they're from DreamCatcher Entertainment, it just you're already at a disadvantage. So.
Exactly.
So yep, it's an 8 out of 10 overall. So I mean, we were pretty like.
I liked it. I thought it was a solid album. It's just like I just want to see. A little more change. Like again, like there's so many different like places in rock that you could go for that I don't think they need to abandon that. They just need to look outside of just Japanese rock I think like the like American scene, like everything, there's like decades and decades of different styles. You know?
Even J-Rock has a lot of new.
Yeah, that too. Like what if they did like a glam rock?
Yo, Visual K, Visual K, Dreamcatcher. I'm calling for it right now.
That'd be crazy.
Yo, I'm so down for it because I mean like TVX.
Yeah, like a she on like Scream.
No, because like TVXQ was doing all that crazy like hair stuff and everything. Yo, I'd be so down for that. Like honestly, like there's so much more than what the box that like that they're trying to sort of contain themselves in. So like set them free of their like end like the nightmare is over now. So like let them free and like let them do other stuff because I feel like they have the talent to sort of like approach these other genres and pull it off well. So and we've seen it again with all their album tracks. So it's time for that to get put in the spotlight for everyone to see.
For sure. Okay, topic 4. We're in different clothes because this is a different day. 2 days later, in fact. Anyways, we just got back from seeing Red Velvet in Newark, or Newark, as
Newark? Is that how you end up having to pronounce it in Korean?
It's probably just, basically. Newark, probably, something like that. Anyways, it was super awesome. I'm really glad I went. So we were pretty far back, me and one of our Discord friends, Baron, he came with us as well. And also Sam, shout out to her. She was like right above me and Baron, like literally. And yeah, it was super cool being able to meet them. But anyways, our seats, like Baron and I were like pretty far back, like in like the 4th level, which is like tier 3 is what they called it. We're pretty far back, but like it was good seats. Like you could still see everything. You could still like make out the details in their face and like stuff like that. So I definitely would not complain. One thing also that I was super excited about was like they did like a ton of B-sides, which is always welcome. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the set list if you want to look at it.
I'll look at it, I guess. Like they did stuff like My Second Date. That was like a short version remix. Mosquito, Look, which I was ecstatic about.
They did Zoo,
Mr. E, Hit That Drum, Lucky Girl, Bad Dracula, which I was also really surprised about.
Wait, hold on, because I'm really bad with like where's Bad Dracula from again?
Russian Roulette.
Okay, so that's right, because I wasn't listening to full albums back then. But I was just like, yo, this is pretty lit.
Yeah, Bad Dracula, All Right. Blue Lemonade.
Blue Lemonade is awesome.
Yeah. About Love.
Moonlight Melody
was
amazing.
Awesome.
Gave me chills.
Live vocals on that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's it for. Oh yeah, they had Day One. That was their like first like encore stage.
Yeah, that was their encore.
So, yeah, like those are all the B-sides they covered. Like they covered so many of them. It was awesome. Like obviously they covered like most of the hits. The only like glaring omission, as far as like their hit songs goes, was Dum Dum. I was surprised that they didn't play that.
Yeah, no Dum Dum, and Ice Cream Cake was just kind of like an intro. For one of their things. Bad Boy. Yeah, Kim was kind of sad that they didn't do Ice Cream Cake because it's like her favorite. But I mean, they did 5-member Happiness.
Yes, that was awesome. Pretty cool. Yeah, I was really glad they did Happiness. One wish list thing, if I ever see them again, is Be Natural. That'd be so cool.
Oh, and I mean,
they got to make a Yeri version of it.
They did Be Natural for that one of the Gaio Day, like the end of the year things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With Yeri?
Well, it was the SM stage. Remember how it started off with Red Velvet members and then Hyo doing like Punk Right Now or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, remember that when it's like EXO and then when it was the SM stage, they did Be Natural, but they didn't get to the Taeyong part, which is sad.
Tiwa track. Anyways, another wish list thing would have been Cool World. That's one of my favorite B-sides. I would have loved to hear that.
Time to Love would be.
Yeah, that was awesome too. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been awesome if it was on there. So I guess that's for my experience. Well, first off, Nate again wasn't able to go, so we ended up with a vacant ticket. So if you're paying attention to. If you know anything about Truly Daebak lore, you know who my friend Kim is. We went to EXO. She's like the one that introduced me to K-pop. So I was just like, okay, if you wanted to go, then yeah, she was able to go. But the thing is, she has a little sister named Danica, and her little sister loves Red Velvet, and like the whole time, like Kim was just recording stuff, and her sister's just yelling like, "Why couldn't I come?" or whatever. She was like really mad, and she wanted.
So sad.
Kim wanted to get her something because like for like a
merch.
Yeah, but there was no merch.
Yeah, there was none.
Yeah, because I think it was all pre-order stuff, but yeah, because she wanted to get her something so she wouldn't be mad at her. She was like, no, specifically her little sister said, "You're such a fake fan," because she only knows like a few of the members or a few of the songs. But I mean, she loved, like Kim loved everything towards the end, obviously, all the popular stuff like like Bad Boy or whatever.
Bad Boy, really Bad Boy, stuff like that.
Our seats are really good. I mean, all the footage that I've been showing so far is just like where we are.
Andrew C was way better than mine.
Yeah, I just got really up close. And then there was a part when Solgi was like waving and I'll pretend it's mine. I'll pretend she was waving to me. I'll pretend. I'll live that down. I enjoyed the concert for the most part, obviously. I probably should have brought earplugs because the screams were incredibly loud. What else was interesting?
Silgi lost her hair extension.
Oh yeah, so yeah, there's a section where when exactly was it again? It was during Rookie.
Something like that. I don't remember, but Irene, like, she couldn't help but like smirk as she was like kicking it off the stage.
Yeah, she literally had her wig snatched by accident. So, whoops. What else was a memorable moment? Oh, somebody brought that robot helmet that I showed earlier. Yeah, that was actually a fan that brought because that's like the mascot for their
RedMare.
RedMare comebacks. I don't get the concept though. In all honesty, it's
I don't know how it's a nightmare.
Yeah, okay, so I think
that one.
The story is like they go to. Isn't that the same theme park where
I'm trying to figure out where that was.
No, that's
the Momoland dabbing.
Yeah, that's that's the same theme park because they don't have. There's no Disney World. There's Disneyland.
It looked like Disney World with the gate and stuff. I was like, what? They go to Orlando to film this?
No, but I'm pretty sure it's that like knockoff Disney World place. But yeah, I forget. It's not owned by Latte. I know that's.
It might be. There's a Latte theme park.
There's a water park because I believe what's her name, Dewey had a music video over there, but. Okay, so the story is they're at this theme park or whatever, and then it's like Alice in Wonderland-y. They take like all this random drugs, as you do when you go to theme parks. And then they wake up and they're in a dream, and they keep hallucinating. And then it's probably like some deep commentary on hallucinogenic drugs that we just can't understand. Because apparently, spoilers. Apparently, Irene was the mastermind behind all of it.
Yeah, she was just making like this weird drug and making them drink it, and then it made them shrink and grow.
The thing that annoyed me though is that the liquid she was making, it was orange. I was like, you have a song called The Red Flavor. Why aren't you making it red?
Red, yeah.
That pissed me off so much because I was like, that's a no-brainer. Seriously, why didn't they do that?
Also, their name is Red Velvet, and their official color is like orange.
Yeah, it's like some pastel, like pink sort of thing. So there's a lot of that. Obviously, for the first encore song, they make one of these fan banners. It's
for day one.
Yeah, for day one. What else was memorable that I could still talk about? I'm glad that they actually acknowledged that they were in Newark and not New York, because there's a lot of times when, again, I've mentioned before, when K-pop artists go to New York and all they or go here to New Jersey and all they say is New York all the time, or like, we went to famous places from around here, like the Statue of Liberty. I'm just like, yo, that's New York. I mean, they still kind of did that in this. Or no, they acknowledged just like, there's a famous theme park here, Six Flags. I was like, what? They know what Six Flags Great Adventure is? That would have been crazy if they went to Six Flags Great Adventure is like really far out. It's like over an hour away especially from Newark. So what would you say your favorite performance was though? And I think we might be in agreement with this.
I really liked Mystery. I really liked Zoo. I really liked Bad Boy, RBB. Those are probably my favorites. It's hard to choose exactly which one because there's a lot of them that are really awesome. I also Bad Dracula is one of my favorites just due to the fact that I completely did not expect them to do that song like at all. Overall probably just Bad Boy,
Bad Boy, 100%.
reliving KCON.
Yeah, because again, it's just so crazy how we were just so blown away back in KCON.
We're the first people to hear it.
Yeah, we're the first people ever to hear this English version, and now now everyone's singing along to it live, which just blew my mind completely.
Yeah, that actually was really interesting, being able to actually sing along, because
we know the lyrics now.
When we were at KCON here, that we're like, what is happening? Like, it was so, like literally disorienting. I was like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, just the utter shock of them doing an English version. But I love these outfits the best, though, the ones that are on screen right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Freaking Sulgi's abs, man. Holy crap. Like, seeing them that up close, Jesus Christ. I mean, I know we got to see it in KCON, but I mean... there was lots of confetti that scared me. Or like when it shot right out, it was like right in front of us. So I was
really?
like, oh crap. What else? Oh yeah, Sulgi waved in my general direction. Yes. Seriously, actually no. One of the ones that I didn't think would blow me away as much would be Moonlight Melody. Again, I mentioned it before, but man, again, hearing the live vocals,
awesome.
we often talk about how much we love Red Velvet ballads or Velvet type tracks, and getting to hear that live is just a completely different experience.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's something that alone would definitely be worth a ticket. You know, in all honesty, just getting to hear that. I would wish that they could have added like a full version of Ice Cream Cake or Dum Dum, obviously. But I mean, other than that, I was overall happy with it. I'm just happy that that I never thought a group like Red Velvet would even get a chance to get a concert like that here, because again, most Americans really don't care about female idol groups, and it sucks because they can put on good concerts like that. So
yeah. Although one thing I was surprised by as well, I was talking to Baron about this. It was like the age was a little higher than I expected, which was good.
I mean, that's to be expected, honestly.
Yeah, but it was less like middle schoolers and more high schoolers, which was a positive in
more
my
adults,
opinion.
more adults. Because like again,
like as far as the kids that were there.
Yeah, most of the kids you're gonna find at K-pop concerts are gonna go to like BTS, EXO. I mean, not even EXO, like BTS. Blackpink, like that twice if they ever do something here. Yeah, you're not gonna get too many younger people just because Red Velvet doesn't register on that level for younger people just yet. So, which sucks because we love their music, obviously. So,
I mean, again, that's another thing I was saying to Baron when we were sitting there. It's like I don't think there's a single Red Velvet song I don't like.
Yep. Well, there are some I don't like, or I am not.
I like literally every single song they have.
Yeah,
like,
for the most part, I do like all their songs. There's some that I wish were better, obviously, but I mean, there's nothing that I absolutely hate. This part I was just like, if they throw an Easter egg up here, they should sign them to the Korean baseball.
I was like, literally just baseball truck that
come here
across the stadium.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't even know why they were throwing out Easter eggs.
I wonder what was in them.
I wonder what was in them. Yeah. There was somebody that had the official Red Velvet light stick, aka the rainbow colored feather duster. I'm glad at least one person had it.
In front row,
yeah, they're in front row, and I think they noticed it or whatever. But just in general, there were a lot of light sticks with Red Velvet, and I know like they had the pre-order or whatever, but it's still cool that they were able to get like the whole C thing. But I don't know. I wish there was actually a color and not like white.
Yeah, that's my only criticism. Like, it's the only light stick I own. I just wish it wasn't just didn't glow up like white. I wish it would have like glowed up the same color as it, like orange or whatever.
Yeah,
or red.
Just like the pastel color.
Although some people, I don't know how they did it, but they made theirs purple.
Hackers, man.
I have no idea how they did
it.
Well, it must be something easy to do because there was a bunch of people that had that. So, I don't know. Or maybe it was like a Twitter thing, like, hey, you make your light stick.
There's probably some tutorial on YouTube on how to make your light stick or like purple or something like that.
Blue, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, I still can't get over how good these outfits were. Honestly, I just love all their stage outfits for like their I don't know, R&B or their red stuff, like, or whatever this is. I really don't know what I'd call this anymore. Their edgy stuff. Yeah, honestly, they did have some weird outfits. Okay, so like they had this. This was like the stuff that they did. This is what they did, like Bad Boy and Peekaboo and RBB and Rookie 2. Yep. And then they have this outfit, which is basically just like some like uber frilly prom dress with like all the sequin stuff. Yeah, that was
a little weird.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Like somebody was like, why are they wearing that? And then obviously one of their most iconic outfits is like their Girl Scout. Yep. That's like, they look like they're handing out. Yeah.
Summer Magic.
Yeah, from Summer Magic. That's like their iconic sort of outfit sort of thing. But
yeah, they started out with those.
Another thing I mentioned before, but like with Power Up, I was just shocked at how loud the banana like that part was. I was just like, what? It was like I right here is deafening. I was just shocked at how loud the fan chants were for that. And again, I normally hate when like Actually, no. What I did like is I usually don't like when people are just doing like the like the fan chants like that. I love when people are singing along for parts like that when it's like ba na, like the impact is just, it probably shocks them too because it freaking shook the stage or whatever.
Or like at KCON, like the hooda hooda hooda.
Yeah. Oh my god, when that happened. Well, actually no, they got it wrong because everyone said huda 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 boy instead of huda 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 is.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. I still don't know why they changed the lyrics to that. I guess because it doesn't rhyme with slick or shit or whatever the original. Because it's who that is something back talking slick or whatever. Yeah. Instead of whatever the Korean lyric ended up being.
They should have done who that boy creeping in the backpack. I don't know, acting coy or something.
Do they know what the word coy means?
I don't know. But
like they'll probably think it's the fish, the koi fish or whatever. Remember, their English is.
I mean, Wendy probably knows.
Yeah, obviously Wendy, I'm sure knows. Yuri tried to talk in English for the most part.
It was so cute.
But she was towards the end. She was reading off the teleprompter. Well, what else? I mean, yeah, I could barely understand, or I could barely hear them, just because, not because their English was bad, but everyone was just like, ah! Like, I could barely hear anything. It was just a lot of screaming for the most part, in all honesty.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know, that's all I've got so far. I think it was...
It was awesome.
It was awesome, though. How seeing it with Baron, like...
It was really cool. Yeah, I feel like we instantly kind of just, like... got along and had fun, so yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was really cool, like meeting more people from Discord. So
yeah, definitely. Again, if you ever want to meet up with us like that, just or KCON's probably the next big one where we'll all be present except for Jay.
I'll be in the sky.
Yeah, you'll be in Korea.
No, I'll like literally be on an airplane.
That's a B.O.B. song. I'll be in the sky. That was before he started thinking that
before he made an airplane.
No, after he actually no, that was before he made airplane. Yeah, and before he started thinking the Earth was flat. So.
Wait, is he really one of them?
Yeah, he's a flat earther. Not even joking.
Okay, whatever.
You see, next one.
Yeah, Antarctica. It's a wall that.
Yeah, that's what flat earthers believe. I think or they think that
there's like several rings of Antarctica.
Or no, they think that when you hit the edge of the wall, there's like people like patrolling it so that you don't go over or something. Yeah. Swear to God, that's what flat Earth people believe.
The government's trapping us in. No, okay.
Anyway, yeah, just overall, I think it's cool that we get to do stuff with community as well. So yeah, please, if you anytime there's a concert, the next concerts I'm going to are Tiffany sometime in March, and then I'm gonna see Perfume, and I'm gonna go to a Sailor Moon concert or whatever. So like, if literally anything, like say hi or whatever. Jacob, you're obviously gonna see every concert in the world in Korea.
Well, I'll hope to.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need to go definitely because you need.
Well, except for literally all my favorite artists because they just decided to go. US and not.
But no, you're gonna be there when Twice comes. When you're gonna be there when Twice comes back, you're gonna be there when.
I want to see Epic High and Tiffany and Sunmi.
They'll come back. My
favorites.
Yeah, that's
literally.
Yeah, this is the timing of it's weird.
Well, at least I got to see Red Velvet.
Yeah, at least you got to see Red Velvet because
they're also one of my favorites.
I mean,
literally one of my favorite groups.
Because I mean,
like top 5.
Actually, no, you might get to see them because with how it's lining up. Because RBB was what, November, December?
Yeah, I think they'll have something.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely get to see their comeback. So again, I don't know.
I'm going to literally get a Soan membership and camp out of the outside the freaking studio so I can see Taeyeon. Because she's due for a comeback.
Yeah, she's definitely due for a comeback.
Well, she's shown all her new songs months ago.
Oh, I haven't heard any of it, so I'm glad that I'm not spoiled. But I mean, yeah, Red Velvet's obviously gonna have a comeback. You'll get to see them again.
Yep.
Hopefully. But I mean, yeah, I guess that wraps up our thoughts on Red Velvet. It was an awesome concert. If you were there, let us know what your thoughts were. If you had a good seat, if they waved to you, if you got an Easter egg or anything like that. Yep. If there's any concerts that you'd want us to go to, please give me money because I'm trying to save it all for Korea and Japan. God, that'd be really desperate. Please let me crowdfunding concert tickets. I mean, whenever we get paid one day, I guess we'd put it towards concert tickets, but. Yeah, I guess that's all we have for this episode of the DaebakCast 109. Totally. Go through the spiel or take us out.
All right. Thanks for watching. I guess hope you like this week's podcast. Join Discord. It's Mucho Lit.
Next week's podcast will be Jacob's last before he leaves us and goes
before I go to Korea for the next.
God, what the hell are we gonna do for the next 4 months?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, we're in trouble. Yeah, so we'll do like an Jacob's like hype or like preview before he goes to Korea, and then we'll do one after you come back. You're gonna be a changed person, so that's gonna be interesting to see how you'll be before and after. So if you tune into that, obviously subscribe, like, share, let everyone know how awesome groups like Red Velvet and whoever else we covered this week were. What did we cover this week? DreamCatcher. Taemin, yeah, ITZY, yeah, and Red Velvet. It's just like 3 girl groups and Taemin. Yep. So, yeah, I guess just take us out.
Stay creamy. Stay throbbingly creamy.
No, stay velvety. Come on.
Stay throbbingly velvety.
Yeah, stay velvety. Bye, guys. Oh, let's put this up.
That's gonna be an emoji too.
And they're saying it put them in a really bad spot because she was deciding to focus on her YouTube channel instead of going to like schedules, which means the company is now in trouble with like the broadcasting companies, like because they're